Word, son. What it do, YouTube? It's your boy, Jay Devon. Alright, man, before we get to this video, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Share the word, spread the links, because you know how I do. But alright, this is going to be like a 3-part segment of the Madden 20, I guess you can say breakdown, a little mini-series or whatever. It's going to be 3 parts. And part 1, we're going to talk about how, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Clint Oldenburg, in one of his interviews, I think it's with SGO, Sports Gamers Online, if I'm not mistaken, he talked about how linebackers are now not able to hawk down passes like they were in 1918 and 17 and so on and so forth in Madden. Now, me personally hearing that sounded pretty cool, but somewhere in the back of my mind, I could hear and see a lot of, frustration and complaints from gamers because there could be some kind of drawback to it. So I got some clips of my own gameplay and my experiences, and I want to share with y'all and break it down as to why I feel like this logic should be tweaked and or it should be brought back because it's starting to have its negative effects. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll the first clip.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And it's complete to Kelsey.
Now let's take a closer look at this first clip. Now, this is supposed to be the 90 overall Shazier that has an 88 or 89 plate recognition and awareness. So he's supposed to perform as such given the said stats. Now, Clint said somewhere in the interview, if I'm not mistaken, I might be paraphrasing, but however, he says that they went back and he tweaked linebackers to where they're not as dominant and they don't hawk passes all day long, 24/7, 365 days out of the year. So with that being said, I kind of figured out in the back of my mind that wasn't going to be too bad, but it was going to have a drawback at some point, and this was one of my experiences. Now, if Shazier is supposed to be performing great given his stats, there's no reason for him to see the ball going to his left side and then he goes to reach up on his right. You see where the ball is the whole entire time. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking that this is Clint's way of trying to counteract linebackers hawking everything, and this is a bad pass. I mean, he should be penalized for that. You shouldn't enable people who make bad passes such as this, because everybody knows that you don't throw a bullet, especially when a linebacker is literally underneath him. That should be a pick. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, at bare minimum, I will take a bobbled, a pass disruption, or whatever the case is. I would take a great attempt at a pick, and he just bobbles it, as long as it disrupts the pass. But the fact that you made him reach to his right shoulder when the ball's coming over his left shoulder just really is bad for business, and it enables guys to make bad passes.
Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that'll be in.
Now, the second clip is pretty debatable. However, I will say, I still got an incomplete pass off of this one, on defense, of course, but this was still a badly forced pass. I could have went for the swat, but at the same exact time, come on, y'all, who are we kidding? You see something like this, and the first thing you think of, oh yeah, that's a pick. You know what I mean? You played 18, you played 19, you played 17, so on and so forth. You know damn well that that's a pick. However, you see how Demario Davis has the ball coming over his right side, and yet when I know the point of contact, meaning that I know that where he's gonna put his hands up, because the ball's gonna come nearly right, pretty much right to him almost, there's a delay, and he only reaches for the ball after the ball pretty much gets put in front of him and is damn near to the wide receiver. But this is a result of Clint taking the logic of a linebacker, especially a user linebacker, and making it aware that even if you do lurk it, you're still going to get penalized because linebackers are not allowed to hawk zones like that. However, I still got an incomplete pass, in which that's the positive, but as a bad pass such as this, you shouldn't get the ability to force passes in like that and have no repercussions from a linebacker, especially somebody that's being usered. Like I said, I understand that you're trying to make it to where linebackers don't have so much power, but you shouldn't tone linebackers down so far to the point where they're pretty much useless and people can just forcibly throw bad passes with little to no repercussions.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
Now, meanwhile,
same scenario, same situation, same outcome. Why is Ryan Shazier reaching over his right shoulder when he sees the ball coming over his left shoulder, but when it's time for him to try to make a pick, he reaches over his right shoulder and acts like he doesn't know what's going on? Now, granted, of course, it was a turnover on downs and it was an incomplete pass, but still, why is there no penalty for guys who force bad passes? You've seen the other 2 clips of guys forcing bad passes, and yet there's still no penalty. Clint, listen, I understand what you're trying to do, and I wholeheartedly understand that you're trying to create a balance and try to change the meta. But at the same exact time, Clint, with this new change in linebackers and the way that they play, you're now enabling guys to force bad passes because they know, and pretty much everybody knows at this point, that linebackers can't pick off passes. Not even say they can't, but they don't pick them off in the same rate that they used to as previous years. Like I said, I understand you're trying to create a balance, but at the same exact time, you're enabling guys to make bad passes, and there'd be little to no repercussions for that. Everybody knew that if you threw the ball near Shazier, it was going to get snatched. Point blank period, it wasn't up for question. It wasn't up for debate. It was getting picked. That should be the same exact repercussion that people should feel anytime that a ball is getting thrown, especially near Shazier, with stats that say he's an 88 or 89 play recognition and awareness, and especially from using him, there should be some kind of repercussions more than just the incomplete pass. Like, this pass should have been picked off because you shouldn't force a bad pass like this. Clint, I really feel like you should go back. Matter of fact, not even feel like, I really need you to go back and look at this logic. Because what's crazy is nobody has even said anything about this. Everybody wants to sit here and say, good, oh, adjust. Oh, well, it's the meta. Sorry, it's not going to be like the last game. You just got to get good or don't play it at all. Quit complaining. And that very reason is why we allow these games to go the way that they go, and they just happen to go down the drain every year. This is why. Now, I didn't want to make this video too long, but let me just preface all of this by saying, if you enjoy Madden, if you have fun with Madden, single player wise, and you don't deal with online, hey, have fun, enjoy Madden. Hopefully you like it. You know what I'm saying? Have a ball. But as a person that takes it competitive wise and wants to be the best and beat the best, things like this can't be a roadblock in your strategy. Like, you know what I'm saying? This can't be a stepping stone for somebody who doesn't methodically put out their passes. Somebody who literally likes to user their players all around the field. You can't have this as a crutch, so to speak. So Clint, please look into this logic and give it a second thought. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. If you enjoy, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. I'm going to get up out of here, man. It's your boy Jay Devine, and I'm signing out. Peace.